welcome back to my channel. Today I have a foundation review for you guys. I've been wearing the Stila Stale Day Foundation. I have this in the shade Light. It is a little too dark and yellow for me, but I didn't know that when I bought it. I've worn this several times, so I do have a pretty good review on it for you guys. I found it at a TJ Maxx for pretty cheap, so I was pretty pumped. I'm gonna keep an eye out for a lighter shade. So I've worn this several times. So I do have a first impressions video and then a couple of different check-ins to show you guys. And then afterwards, I'll tell you what I thought of it. I am going to be doing a giveaway with this video. I'm just gonna have a little goodie bag to send out to one random person. In order to be eligible for the giveaway, I do want you to subscribe to the channel and comment your very favorite foundation down below, and I will pick a winner from the comments. But for now, let's get into the first impression. Okay. Today I'm gonna be putting the Stila Stale Day Foundation on my face for the first time. I have this in the shade Light, and I did find this at TJ Maxx, so I hope that's the right shade. We shall see. Sorry if my dog makes a bunch of noise, she just pulled out her bone. So that's gonna be fun. I do not have any primer on my face because I prefer to be fresh faced when trying a foundation first, just to see how it wears on its own, since not everybody uses primers or uses the same primers. It does come in this cool little thing where you like press this down and it comes up out of the hole, so it's a little bit more hygienic than some, and this is going to be real yellow, so that's fun. I need to be using my mirror. That would help me out a lot. Nope, that's worse. Jeez Louises. Well, I'm definitely gonna go ahead and say that this has some coverage to it. And with it being so very yellow, makes it that much easier to see that it has coverage, because, you know, sides of my face are completely different. That's fun. It looks like I'm wearing a mask, so that's fun. wish I had some like foundation mixer or something, but I don't. I think I do have a shade of the Wet n Wild foundation that's too light for me though. So if I can't figure out powders to wear with this that kind of fix the shade, I may have to do some foundation mixing in order to like wear this, which then changes the results of the wear test, but you know. Also not seeing patients this week, so I may just wear yellow foundation so that I can tell you guys how it wears. And I might do like an extra day where I mix it or something, just to see how it does mixed with something else. It's like hard to tell if I have it blended out right. No matter where I have it blended to, there's like a line. So I was like, oh, I don't have that blended down far enough. It's like, oh, blending it down further does not help. Isn't that fun? Okay, I think I pretty much have this blended out. It definitely is pretty full coverage. I think we can say that. There's a little something peeking through right there, but that's a pretty like dark and red spot right there. Oh, that's what's causing the glare, is the light from this mirror. Let me turn that off. Yeah, this spot right here is pretty dark and red without anything on top of it. But even like my moles, like where you can still see them, but they are definitely lighter. This is definitely tacky to the touch. This is going to need to be set down or it's gonna slide everywhere. I don't know. Of course, it's not set down. I'm not wearing a primer, but I feel like, which it's hard to, you can't really see in the camera, but it's got some like texture issues right here, which is an interesting place to get texture issues. The weather is crazy right now, y'all. I'm not a fan. I keep hearing noises. And I feel like I've got some like texture showing on my chin as well. So, I do not know how I feel about the finish of this without any powder. But when I do wear tests with it, I will definitely be wearing both primer and powder. Without either of those, definitely not my favorite. But I'm gonna go set this and conceal my under eyes, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I used my Catrice concealer just under my eyes. I didn't feel like I needed any on my nose. Like, it looks a little red in the camera, but in my bathroom lighting, like, looks completely covered. So I didn't use any concealer on my nose, just under my under eyes. And then, wow, I said that really fast, I feel like. I used a Wet n Wild powder that has a little bit of a tint to it, and I feel like that evened me out a little bit. It's still a tad too dark, but I don't look like an Oompa Loompa anymore. So I feel like if I use that, I can get away with wearing this all day at work. So that's good. It's still a little dark though. But this is it with no blush or anything. Just, like I said, that Wet n Wild setting powder. I do still feel like there's some like texture issues that I'm not a huge fan of, like right in this area where I have a lot of like texture and baby hairs and that sort of a thing. And I might be getting a little bit of creasing right there, but nothing terrible. Like this isn't an immediate like hell no, so that's good. And it's really full coverage, so I like that as well. So we'll see how this goes all day long at work the next few days, and I'll let you guys know what I think. Okay, so this is fresh face of makeup, and by fresh I mean an hour or two ago because I got distracted by Facebook. Oops. With the Stila foundation, and if this lasts well, I really like this. Don't like the shade, but I used a powder that's not my favorite to kind of correct that a little bit, and it's not terrible. And it doesn't look that bad with this powder that I'm not really a fan of. So I'm really interested to see if I can find this for not super expensive in a better shade for me. Because, like, my skin doesn't look half bad. Not even gonna lie. So I'm about to do my hair and get dressed. And I'll do a check-in way later tonight because I didn't go to work today because the weather is disgusting. And it's late. It's like the afternoon. Not even gonna lie. Anyway, this is beginning of the day. Okay, this is what my face is looking like after it's been like 6-ish, 7-ish hours, so a good like work day-ish almost amount of hourage, and it's looking dang good. Like, base still on. I've cleaned bathrooms since I put this on. And shout out to this lipstick too. This is the one that I got recently in the Ipsy, in my regular Ipsy, my $10 Ipsy bag. And not only is it a gorgeous color, but I ate sausage and pineapple and I still have color on my lips. It's not like as opaque as when I put it first on, but it's not like needing to be touched up yet either. So that's pretty freaking awesome. But yeah, pretty dang impressed with the foundation today. We'll see what the next day holds. So this is first thing in the morning. Well, not really first thing because I'm at work now, so it's been on for an hour or two, but I just did a really simple look. Different primer, different setting spray, same powder. Yeah. Okay, so this is my end of the day check-in. This has been on for like 12 or 13 hours now because when I got home from work, I fell asleep on the couch, which is where I am currently. And some of the foundation has definitely rubbed off, but there is also still some coverage. And like I said, this is after like rubbing my face all over my couch for like 5 hours. And it's completely gone from my chin, but I ate Qdoba for lunch, so, you know. It's not the foundation's fault. I'm a hot mess today, you guys. For some reason, I rubbed one eye more than the other. I don't know. But, anyway. Just wanted to do the check-in. And, yeah. It doesn't look bad, though. Like, I'm not, like, weirdly patchy or like flaky or cakey or anything. Okay, so let's talk about this foundation. First of all, yes, this shade is too dark and too yellow for me, but I did use I think it's a Catrice powder. I don't know, I found a powder that was just like very lightly tinted. It's supposed to be like a translucent. It has just a very little bit of tint to it, so I found that like kind of baking it on kind of made it better, but you can still, like I'm wearing it today, and you can still kind of tell if you look close. But I do really like this foundation. It goes on really easily. It's a nice kind of, it's not really watery, but it's kind of an in-between. It's not super liquidy, but it's not super thick kind of foundation. So it goes on very easily. It is a very full coverage foundation. I actually don't have to use as much concealer on my nose as I do with some other foundations with this foundation, which is really nice. And I do find that it stays all day. I have not had any problems with this caking, flaking, looking bad, anything like that. This is after a good, I worked 8.5 hours and have been off, so this is like a good 12 hours of wear that you're looking at right now. So it's done awesome. I do really like this. If you decide to try it out, I do have oily skin, but it is also winter right now, so my skin isn't as oily as it can sometimes get. It's kind of more normal right now. But yeah, I do really like it. If you were my skin or fairer, do not get light. I think there's like a porcelain or something. There's a couple shades lighter than light, if you can believe that. I think there's like both a fair and porcelain. Look into one of those shades. But I do recommend this. If you guys have any questions or anything, leave those down below. If you have tried this foundation, comment down below what you think of it. And don't forget to subscribe and comment for the giveaway. And I will be messaging a winner. I think I'll do it about 2 weeks after this video goes up, picking a winner and letting you guys know who that is. Have a great day.